Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions, and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
Today in the program, let us focus on Chinese economy. Experience of seniors in Kazakhstan. Case when money down the drain is efficient. Furniture perspectives of Tajikistan. Hello, my name is Yerkibulan Bekmohanbet. You are watching the Single Market Program. Many experts who deal with issues of geoeconomics note that the technological core of the global industry is gradually shifting towards the Asian part of the world. Accordingly, in the creation of a new economic architecture, the role of Asian countries is increasing. China is the first one. What do authoritative experts think about this? You will learn it from our review. Recently, the dynamics of China's GDP has shown a decline. In 2015, the growth of the Chinese economy was recorded at 6.9% per year. In 2016, it was 6.7%. In 2017, 6.9%. In 2018, the country's authorities set the bar at 6.5%.
One point in the background, of course, is that because China is not growing so fast any longer, it cannot run away from its debt as fast as it used to be able to do. When it was growing at 10% a year, the creation of debt in the economy was less of a problem because you were running away from that debt because of very fast growth.
However, along with the slowdown in GDP growth, China has shown an increase in terms of US dollars for 2 years in a row, which allows the country's economy to remain number 2 in the world ranking, following the USA. Such a situation persists despite the increase in customs duties on imports of Chinese products, which Washington announced in July 2018. By the way, the experts predicted that the trade opposition would not have a significant impact on the growth of the Chinese economy, even before the introduction of those measures.
The United States, 70,000 US companies have invested $256 billion of foreign direct investment in China. Nonetheless, while I don't think that China's growth is threatened in the near term, it's very important, I think, to realize that
in spite of trade conflicts, the Celestial Empire is still increasing its export volumes. Today, Chinese goods are actively supplied to the markets of Canada, France, Germany, Russia, Japan, and the United States. For example, China, overtaking France and the United States, became the main trading partner of Germany.
China's exports have recovered very well in the last few years. The country isn't running the sort of trade surplus that it used to do, but its foreign trade continues to grow and its exports continue to grow. And certainly the quality of Chinese products continues to improve. And if you look at reports such as those by the OECD at technological progress in China, technological progress continues to move forward in an impressive manner.
Along with exports, China also increases import volumes. In this regard, for the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union, including Kazakhstan, there are good opportunities. Moreover, in May 2018, in Astana, an agreement on trade and economic cooperation between the EAEU and China was signed, which provides for the coordination of bilateral trade issues.
Работать на китайском рынке, их прежде всего интересует не таможенный тариф.
To work in the Chinese market, first of all, it is not the customs tariff that is of interest, but regulation, administration, technical regulations, restrictive measures, limits that exist. And the conclusion of this agreement will allow us to interact with the authorities and create favorable conditions for our business.
Нам взаимодействовать с властями и создавать благоприятные условия для нашего бизнеса.
The relationship with the Chinese economy in Kazakhstan is viewed just through the window of export opportunities. China, on the one hand, is our country's border neighbor. On the other hand, it is a huge consumer market.
It's now easier to export to China and to compete with Chinese products, and it's very important to diversify. So to diversify away from just one country to several countries is very important, and I see opportunities for Kazakhstan.
In terms of the development of trade, China, in the long term, can rely on a blank check. New horizons are seen through the global initiative, One Belt, One Road, which promises benefits not only to the Middle Kingdom, but also to other countries involved in the process of forming the Silk Road economic belt.
The Belt and Road Initiative, as well as 67 countries, covers nearly 2/3 of the world's population. It's a very ambitious project that basically allows countries to borrow money from China and to pay it back over a long term to invest in massive infrastructure like railways, energy plants, roads, ports, airports, and so on.
An investment package under the conditional name 51 new plants could be considered an application for the development of Kazakhstan-China cooperation in the framework of the global project One Belt, One Road. Several projects have already been implemented for Chinese investments. Among them, there are a plant for the production of vegetable oil in the North Kazakhstan region, a production line for the production of jack cars in the city of Kostanay, a plant called Caspian Bitumen in Aktau, and the construction of 2 power plants in Almaty and Almaty region using renewable energy sources. The China paradox is that thanks to rapid economic growth, the cost of labor and land, and indeed of the objects of labor in China, has risen and will soon catch up with European indicators. Therefore, if earlier China was a factory of cheap production, today it prefers to outsource production to other countries. China today is indicator of the state of the global economy and a motivator for the development of a common market. Therefore, even a slight increase in the growth rate of Chinese GDP in 2019, which analysts promise, gives us hope that the situation in the global economy will change for the better next year. The teacher is a person who makes difficult things easy. These words, spoken by the American poet and philosopher Ralph Emerson, are relevant to any sphere, including business. The Institute of Mentoring, with the aim of supporting entrepreneurs, is today developed in many countries. In Kazakhstan, this experience was introduced in 2016. Anarta Stanbekova will continue the topic. Business mentoring began to spread in the world about 20 years ago. Today, this practice is mostly used in the USA, Great Britain, Australia, and Argentina. The essence of mentoring is the efficient communication of experienced business consultants with entrepreneurs who need new experience to develop their business. Mentors share knowledge, skills, and abilities that they have developed in the process of running their own business with their wards. In Kazakhstan, mentoring has been used since 2009. It was embodied in the project called Seniors, which is a component of the program for supporting small and medium-sized businesses.
К услугам старшего сеньора мы пришли из имеющихся проблем.
We came to the services of a seniors from an existing problem, namely the underdeveloped internet marketing of our company. We are gradually working in this direction and consider it necessary to invite an international expert in this field.
Пригласить международного эксперта именно в данной области.
The company sent a request to the Almaty branch of the National Chamber of Entrepreneurs. In this application, they indicated that the production unit, which specializes in the production of transformer substations, distribution panels, and other electrical devices, needed the advice of a marketing specialist. As a result, a tripartite agreement was signed between the National Chamber, the parent company, and the foreign mentor. He is a successful businessman in terms of marketing and online production promotion. Allegium Kazakhstan, which invited him and formed an application, hopes that they will have a noticeable increase in sales. He is an expert in brand management and promotion in social networks. His duties include the solution of problems associated with creating a positive image of the company and its products. Andrei has extensive experience in promoting brands in Russia, the Philippines, and Germany. Recently, he has been working in Turkey.
Как работает склад ума у человека, у потребителя, он с годами меняется.
How does the mindset of the consumer work? He is constantly evolving. Every year, a person understands what matters to him, what is good or bad. He understands the need for a product, values his budget, and changes the policy of the search engines. The ranking factors for searchers are changing in both Google and Yandex, and it is important to work with it.
Ранжирование, как в Гугле, так и в Яндекс, и, соответственно, с этим важно постоянно работать.
In 2018, 5 Almaty enterprises took part in the Seniors Project. Basically, they attracted specialists capable of providing expert assistance in such issues as new management methods and personal training, product promotion in the export market, analysis of opportunities and perspectives of the enterprise.
Судя по заявленным консультациям, можно сделать вывод. Интерес к изучению...
Judging by the stated consultations, we can conclude that companies that want to work effectively and stably show interest in foreign experience in the running of small and medium-sized businesses. That is, we are talking about customer and export-orientated enterprises.
Специально для Single Market Almaty.
One of the trends of the world system, which is engaged in the generation of electricity, is an increase in the share of renewable energy sources. Today, this market is relevant not only for developed countries, but also for developing ones. 3 years ago, the launch of the first industrial wind turbine in Kazakhstan was held in the city of Yeremantau, Akmola region. This fact gives a reason to talk about the perspectives associated with the development of renewable energy sources. For 10 years now, Kazakhstan has consistently shown its commitment to the principles of green energy. In 2009, a law was adopted to support the use of renewable energy sources. In 2013, the Republic approved the concept of transition to a green economy and launched a mechanism of state support for projects that relate to this area. Today, in Kazakhstan, there are 57 power plants that use the potential of renewable energy sources. The project operator of 4 facilities, Samruk Energo, is the largest holding representing the state interest of the electricity sector. This implies that the Republic puts the development of renewable energy at the level of national priorities. The share of renewable energy is about 1%. However, now active work is underway in the Republic. A number of companies are implementing projects for the implementation of renewable energy facilities, attracting investors. In the Republic, the share of renewable energy should be about 3% by 2020. In the future, this is 30% by the 2030 and 50% by 2050. The first project of Samruk Energy Holding in the field of renewable energy is a wind power plant in the city of Yeremantau, Akmola region. A symbolic start to this object was given in December 2015 by the president of the country during a national teleconference. After almost 3 years, at the end of the summer of 2018, the interim results of the project were summed up at the wind farm site and its prospects were announced.
За 3 года мы полностью укомплектовались местными кадрами.
For 3 years, we have been fully staffed with local personnel, have been trained, and now service the station on our own. Our capacity is 45 megawatts per year, generating about 172 million hours per year, which is equivalent to burning 60,000 tons of Yekibastuz coal, and we reduce CO2 emissions by 170 tons per year.
CO2 на около 170 тонн в год.
There are 22 wind turbines, each with a capacity of 2 megawatts. Installations manufactured in Germany by Forlander Technology. They are able to work in the wind range from 3 to 25 meters per second. If we talk in general about the perspectives of Kazakhstan on renewable energy sources, and in particular on wind energy, a rather curious picture emerges. 60% of the energy generated by renewable sources comes from small hydropower plants. 30% are produced by wind stations. The remaining 10% are produced by solar ones. According to Kazakh experts, the wind farms are most promising ones. In the territory of the Republic, in each region, there are powerful wind corridors where the wind blows. In addition, one should consider such factors as the high efficiency of this energy source. Wind turbines can spin around the clock if there is a wind that is needed. Solar plants in this weather will not work anymore, so naturally wind power moves forward enough. At the same time, through the prism of Kazakh wind energy, you can see some costs. These are more significant operating costs than for solar stations, because each wind turbine consists of many small details. The second point is the high cost of installations. At the same time, foreign companies operating in the hydrocarbon sector of Kazakhstan, due to new trends in corporate responsibility, are ready to contribute to the development of renewable energy sources. First of all, in wind energy projects. ERG, Chevron, Katek are interested in implementing large wind projects. For instance, Katek 100 megawatts began construction in Astana suburbs. Chevron wanted to install 100 megawatts even before Expo. ENI and GE created a joint venture, brought out a company ready for construction in the Arkalyk area. Good perspectives are also associated with the International Center for Green Technologies and Investment Projects, which was presented in May 2018. It was opened in the capital of Kazakhstan on the basis of the infrastructure of the Expo exhibition complex. The new center should become a single window in the region for investment in green energy, and therefore in the development of renewable sources. This is the very case when the expression money down to drain acquires not only large scale, but also positive meaning. Tajikistan is a country that is historically, geographically, and prospectively connected to Kazakhstan. Therefore, all sign processes that are observed today in the economy of this republic are in our zone of attention. Several years ago, a special economic zone was formed in the north of Tajikistan. The goal of this project is to create modern enterprises capable of producing competitive goods. Since 2016, the manufacturing industry of Tajikistan has been working under two key programs, the implementation period of which is 5 years. They are the promotion of export and import substitution and the medium-term development of the republic. The government decided to replace imported goods and produce them in the republic. In this regard, the task was set to diversify and increase the names of goods that were purchased abroad. The programs adopted by the Republic breathe new energy into free economic zones. Today, there are 4 of them in Tajikistan. In their territory, more than 20 companies are engaged in manufacturing goods and providing services. The largest number of enterprises is located in the north of the country, in the Sugdi region. This wood processing enterprise is located in the SOG-free economic zone. It was opened relatively recently, less than 2 years ago. The factory specializes in the production of wooden profiles, windows, and interior doors. Its potential capacity is 250,000 cubic meters of wood per year. We work on advanced equipment. The goods are in great demand. We have orders in large quantities. The company has modern production lines. They were purchased in Italy, Slovenia, and Ukraine. The quality of products is subject to strict control. Therefore, all products meet the highest requirements. For a short time, the enterprise managed to find a niche not only in Tajik markets, but also in other countries.
География продаж нашей продукции распространяется как в Афганистан.
The geography of sales covers Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, China, and we plan to export to Pakistan. We are competitive in quality and pricing.
Качеству и ценовой политике, в общем-то, мы сегодня являемся достаточно конкурентоспособными.
The enterprise constantly develops. An example of this movement is the acquisition of big equipment from Italy, Turkey, China, and far-reaching plans for the development of new goods, that is the manufacturing of furniture. We are going to produce furniture for schools, kindergartens, medical institutions. The successes achieved by the company in exports and the perspectives associated with the expansion of the product range motivate the woodworking company to international cooperation. Moreover, the first experience in this direction is already there. In 2017, a joint venture was opened in Kyrgyzstan in the Osh region. Today, the company's management is working on a project to create such an enterprise with the participation of partners from Belarus, who have gained extensive experience in furniture production. These plans indicate that the plant is ready to reach a qualitatively new level of development. That's it for today. Let me remind you that you can watch all our programs on www.kazaktv.kz. See you soon in Single Market Program.